So one of the things on the side control is that if my partner has a really good frame in here, I have a lot of issues trying to get the control of my partner, especially my partner starts to move their hips away from me and I'm trying to hold on from here. So I want to get away from the habit of trying to control her motion, and instead I want to be able to have the ability to use the motion against her. So what the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to get my left hand, I'll put my left hand in the collar, but I'll make sure that I can see it. So it's not on the spine, it's through from here, and I've got a really solid grip. The way I like to grip, I go thumb in and I try and retract and I pull my thumb in. I don't want my thumb being exposed to motion. It's really hard to explain. So my thumb goes in, I grab it and I'll kind of almost pull my thumb that side but on the inside, so that my thumb's running with my fingers is protected. As Mel starts to frame and push, the concept on this is I've got to keep my arm on her body, otherwise she'll do what we call a cutting armbar. I'll explain. So I throw my elbow backwards to turn her hips. I straighten my arm, I roll over. It's time to get my control. Now, I will put you to sleep with this, it's a blood choke. But, so there's a fair bit of pressure, but what it does, it rolls my partner the way that they can't do much and exposes both of their arms for the attacks. So the hardest part of this one for me was that here, the grip and a really tight grip, but I roll my pinky up so that the blade is on the neck. My pinky's down, it's a soft fleshy part, so my pinky rolls up. This also means that my elbow's up where I'm rolling, my pinky's down, there's a space for her to, and this is the grip that I was talking about that's really good for her but bad for me. So once I'm here, most people kind of go cutting armbar, so as I get over it, I just keep my arm flat and I roll, just kind of get the control. Now, to finish it, I simply turn and put pressure. Come here, go to your right a little bit, and come in, and on your back, and over to me just a little bit, and pull call and ingoing, and head down this way. Okay, so once again, this is dealing with the frame system, and the frame system can be quite annoying. So what I want to do is I want to get a control, and all this is, it holds me to him. My thumb comes in and I get a grip, and what I'm doing is I'm not having, right, I want it up, so I'm turning him away from it. I don't want my elbow down. So I try and raise my pinky and my elbow. To stop him from moving and to stop him from framing is, he's still going to frame, so I'll go with it. So post, swing, and now, hang on. The longer that I go along the body, the more choke I'm going to get. The shorter I go on the body, the more chance of a cutting armbar. So the more that I'm here and there's a space for him to pull my arm in, the more cutting armbar. The more that I go flat and I'm here, the less chance and more of a choke. Does everyone understand that? Because there's now direct pressure across the neck, not behind the neck. Okay, 1, 2, 3. But the grip, initial grip, conception, is the most important part. Perfect. Okay, so one of the things that I want to focus on is I can't pop up and give my arm for the armbar. So I've got to kind of smear them, not pop up and over. And the more I pop up and over, the more it goes across the back of the neck, not through the carotid. So a lot of time that I see people, they kind of get the grip here, and they kind of go like that. This is cutting armbar territory number 1. Number 2 is that the angle is on the back of the neck. He can armpit fight, there's so much more for him to do. So I know that with the cutting armbar, they're going to try and roll me that way for the cutting armbar. So if I go thumb in here and I get a good grip, and he goes, oh, there's a cutting armbar. Now, as he applies cutting armbar, that's when I'm doing the pressure. So I'm kind of using his mechanic against him. Does that kind of make sense? Yep. It's a head arm choke family, so it's the same as I'm doing a head arm choke. So, yeah. So the pressure here would be that as I turn, that arm here applies the pressure on the top, and as I walk to here, I can simply walk the head and choke. So I want to eventually kind of go, yeah. And what's going to happen is they're going to have to expose their arms to push me away, which now gives me access to the triangles and the arm bars. But I've got to walk around the body. I can't come to this side because otherwise it's just going to hip escape away. So what I mean by that is, like if I'm here and I go ha ha, then it's just, yeah, you know what I mean? So I don't have that control. So I need to smear his hips over. So once I'm here, and I kind of go, I'm going to exaggerate. My legs walk forwards. My elbow goes extended, and I'm flat. Once I'm here, switch. Keep walking. Step. And choke. No. So I want to grab the leg. But like a loop choke. Like a loop choke. So here, leg as long as I can. This helps reinforce my arm. If they're strong. Turn the hips so he's flat on his back. Yeah, and I'm chest to chest. Extend my body so the choke starts to come on now. As he catches my arm, cutting arm bar, come round. I like to hold. And just keep turning. Step. So I've got hold of the hands. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Just go up the end again, please. Come over here. And on your back. And 180. So we're going to have a look at the system again, which is pretty simple. This time is I get my hand in. That's the hardest part. Once I have my hand in, my partner frames and I'm having trouble, right? So I'm like, it's pushing me. I'm like, man, I can't get flat to the ground. It's doing a really good job. Turn the hips, step, and choke. So if he's giving me he can't cutting arm bar me, he's framing against me. So I kind of go, well, I know I can create space now because your hand's on the wrong side. You can't cut it, so I'll go for the choke. So once again is once we're here, and he might frame, and so I've got to turn. This is the key. Right, so as he frames, I kind of go, oh, you're so strong. Comes in. Now, drive my heel backwards and flick my wrist. Flick my wrist. So the bone structure goes into it. And choke's pretty much on. This doesn't work when the arms are in because of the risk of the cutting arm bar instead. So this is, I get this one more than I get the other one because most times I get to here, people are like, oh, get off me, you know what I mean? So I'll go, turn the hip, raise my hip, step in the valley. Drive my heel backwards, flick my wrist, go. High percentage, easy to do, easy to counter, but the counter's going to be in my next move anyway. 1, 2, 3.
So is this what yep. You want against it, but
Okay, so we're going to just have a look at this at the base level, and we're going to go to the second one, which is arguably the most common one that comes in. So I've kind of come in here, and she frames from here, and she kind of knows, she can feel that I'm going to bring my leg over. So she has a defensive mechanism that she's going to try and stop the leg from coming overhead. The only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my arm primed to move. So I block the hips out, which is really important. As I bring my leg overhead, so I know that's the most common defense. So I kind of know what's coming on, right? So the hardest part is what we call swatting the fly. So as I go here and here, it comes over. I've got to use my leg to push the arm down. So it's pinned. So that hand's already, yeah. And then just simply, so when I first started to teach this, the issue that was happening was people would go ha ha, and they go here, and they go aha, and then my weight's actually going backwards. So yes. So I need to make sure that I'm at the end and I'm using my leg to push it the way I want it to go. So from here, block it out here, she blocks it, and I use my leg. So now I'm wedged it in between, knock it off my leg, leave this here. Now, she's going to use the other hand to come into rescue, and now just take the armbar on the side. So the attack system is really, like, it's such a high profile. What I mean by that is the choke, kimura, and the armbar at once. So we call it a cluster. Just to add on before I confuse you guys even more, is I'll just easy. So I'll go here, one, but prime it, step, crush it, boom, one. She put I'm like armbar, she pulls the arm out, I bring my leg back through, I'm back onto the throat. So I've trapped the arm. So it's like such a good little system, and she's not doing anything wrong. It's just that we call it time traveling. I know what you're going to do before you do it, or experience. So it gives me the upper hand. So the more that we rep this out, and the more we get the body mechanics and the natural motion in, the better it's going to be. Okay, yeah, come here, thank you, mate. Okay, cluster, really easy. So same deal again is when the system, my hand goes underneath from here, and Ian kind of knows what's going on. So as I backtrack, I get my arm ready. As I bring my left hand over the head, Ian's going to try and stop the leg from coming over, and I use this. So my leg's holding it, which means that my weight's still going that way because my knee's going that way. My arm's in position. So it's just nice and easy. I keep the leg over the head, and that allows me to torque the head to put the kimura on. He reaches through with his other hand to try and rescue, take the arm, and now armbar position, pulls the arm out from here, so rescues his arm so it goes all the way out, so your elbow as well. Pin it, sorry, lock it up.
This is worse.
Forearm choke.
Yeah, but that's worse, because this is not coming to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I like to kind of go, so he knows what's going on. Backtrack, prime, step over, blocks it, leg, boom, one. It's super tight. Right. Roll my pinky down to make him weak and me strong. So roll my hands down, kimura one. He rescues, lock it up, torque the head, drive my hips forwards, armbar. He pulls the arm out, collar, sit back. Wow. Just so we understand the system. Forearm choke, he blocks his forearm choke off, so push off the head. Okay, around the body, and back. So we've got this whole system that I can rinse and repeat all the way through. Okay, we're gonna change partners, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Just come out, once you're back again, guys. So this is the next one. So we're starting off in the same position from here, and I'm trying to get my hand underneath the head, but she's giving me like a heartache, like she's hand fighting, whatever like that. So if the hands are hand fighting, they're coming away from the body, which makes it easier for me to access the arms and maybe not the neck. So every time that I'm here and I'm hand fighting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly move my hips away. Right, so I'm here, I'm like, and she's going to frame, I'm like, and move, and I catch it. So all I'm doing is I'm catching it in between my forearm and my bicep. This is the hardest part, is I baseball slide backwards. So the same combo. But this is if right? Because she's going to hand fight. I'm like, no, so I catch it. I hold it. Yeah. So as I slide backwards, it turns a point. My leg comes through. So I'm in this really unique position. Yeah, armbar. So the hardest part is the little hip escape and putting your knee on top of the armpit, not underneath the armpit. If it's underneath, she can roll towards me. If it's on top, I'm forcing her away from me. So this knee has to go on top of the armpit. That's the biggest part about this that I see people have a mistake. Second is, we're not hip escaping away from my partner where she can turn. I'm hip escaping along my partner so she can't turn. Just, yeah, right? You see what's happening to her? Every time she tries to hip escape, her arms raised. Yeah, got it. Okay, so, here you are. Got it. And this is really easy to catch, by the way. It's harder to try and grab it, but it's easier for me just to scoot and claim it. So, turn, knee, kick it, step, and the arm bar's pretty good. And I've just got this combination I'll play from here. Yes?
Is there any reason why you wouldn't pop up and do belly down armbar?
I don't want to lose my position, and I'll lose the kimura if I go belly down. The thing about this though, right, is anytime that I'm rolling over, if I do miss it, she's got the option to move and to transition. Where anytime if I lose it, I'm still on top. Like I'm not losing my top position, which is kind of key, especially for points. So I don't want to give up what I've got.
That's not knee on belly. It wouldn't count.
No, and I'm not there long enough to even stabilise it. So, like if I get to here and my partner grabs their hands together now, right, and I'm like, man, I just go, cool. And because she can't hand fight if her hands are together. So I'm going to play this kind of game together, you know what I mean? Go in, come hither. And over here, buddy. Awesome. So once again is, we're on the top position and I'm trying to get my hand through the back of the neck, but Ian's hand fighting, so he's like, yeah man. So I scoot, so as I just scoot and I grab it, so I hold my gi. I have no intention just trying to isolate the arm, but grab is too much. So if I just scoop, I grab it. Post, turn the hips, slide backwards, put my knee on top, turn my partner. Switch, an armbar. Who generally kind of go, I need to hand fight to rescue. Come on. And yep. If I do go belly down and I get it, it's all good. If I lose it, I have to turn to rescue and gives them the top position. They're not going to get points because it's done from mounted side control, but they have the option to then possibly pass the guard and things like that as well. Okay, fresh partners, 1, 2, 3. Go.